Hey guys, I'm Nick, and on this episode of the Scran Line, I know I've been away for a while guys, but I am in my brand new kitchen. Finally, I'm super excited. It's a gorgeous kitchen and a gorgeous brand new place. If you want to see me do a tour of this place, eventually, I'm not going to make promises on when that happens because I've spent the last 6 days moving, and this is the first time I've had to move, and it has been horrific. By the way, if you're watching this tonight, on the day that this is uploaded, I did a very quick tour of my old place. It's empty, if you want to see that, it's over on my Instagram stories at the Scran Line. Now, on this episode, we are going to be making a Mars bar cake. I have made a Mars bar cupcake before. You guys loved it. I wanted to start making some chocolate bar themed cakes. So, if you have a suggestion for the next chocolate bar themed cake, next to your little crown emoji for a new apartment tour, leave me a suggestion of what chocolate bar you'd like to see made into a cake. Let's get stuck into the recipe, guys. This is how you make my Mars bar cake. Let's start by making the chocolate cake. So as usual, we're going to pop all of our dry ingredients into a large mixing bowl. You want to give those a mix to help everything combine. Then you're going to add your softened butter in there. Mix that until it reaches a crumbly sand-like texture. Next, you're going to add your eggs and milk, and you're going to whisk these in until everything is really well combined. Now, in the written recipe, it will instruct you to double this recipe because not everyone has bowls big enough, including me, to actually make the full recipe in one bowl. So we're going to make it in 2 lots. For everything else in the recipe, you can just leave it as it is. You don't need to double anything else. So you want to pour that into an 8-inch cake tin. You're going to spread it out using a small offset spatula, and then you're going to bake it for about 40 minutes on 160 degrees Celsius. Let it cool down completely before you try taking it out. I like to bake these the day before I decorate so that they're nice and chilled while I'm decorating. Next, let's move on to making the ganache. So we're going to pop some dark chocolate and cream into a large microwave-safe bowl. We're going to microwave this for about 20 seconds at a time, mixing each time until it's nice and smooth. And you can see it is beautiful. You just want to swim in it, but you need to let this set at room temperature. Next, we're going to move on to making the caramel. So you want to pour your water and glucose syrup or corn syrup into well, I don't want to say very large, but a large pot. So you want to pop your sugar in there as well. Now, we're going to get this to caramelize. It's going to take around 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to do it on high heat. Guys, once it starts coloring, do not leave it on its own. The amount of times I have burnt caramel because I've just left it and not watched it. Once it does start coloring, it colors really quickly. Now, if you're like me and you have those thick bottom pots, it will continue browning or coloring even after you take it off the heat. So get it to a nice golden color and then take it off. We're going to add our cream. Now you can see that it splatters and bubbles. That is because the cream was cold. So you want to make sure that the cream is warm or hot. And again, guys, this is why you need a large pot, because you need to allow space for that. So once you've got your cream in there and you haven't had a complete disaster, you want to pop your salt and butter in there as well. Mix everything until it's really well combined and melted. You're going to let this cool down at room temperature as well. Make this the day before, let it set, and then you can reuse it the next day. So to add that to the frosting, we're going to add a spatula full of my Swiss meringue buttercream frosting to that caramel ganache. And then you want to mix it really well. Then you want to add the rest of the buttercream to that. Mix it until everything is really well combined. Again, it is a lot of buttercream. You probably want to use a stand mixer for this. Our cakes baked beautifully. We're going to trim them get them nice and flat. I like to start by trimming the top and then trimming that in half. Add a little dab of buttercream frosting, that beautiful, gorgeous caramel buttercream frosting, onto an 8-inch cake board. So you want to add your first cake layer on there. Again, guys, make sure the cake is chilled, otherwise you risk the cake splitting and collapsing. Add some buttercream frosting on top of that, and you're going to add some mini Mars bar chocolate bars on top of that, and then you're going to add the next layer of cake. You want to repeat that until you get to the last layer. You're going to cover this in some more caramel buttercream. This is the crumb coat, so it's going to trap all the crumbs from the cake so they don't show on the final layer of frosting, which I know is going to be chocolate frosting, but you don't want weird little bumps in your frosting. So crumb coat is vital. You want to chill this for about 2 hours, and then you're going to add that ganache on there. So the ganache set, and it actually set too stiff. So I put it back in the microwave for about maybe 10 seconds, gave it a bit of a mix, and then microwaved it for another 5 seconds, and it gets nice and soft to the point where you can pipe it, but it won't tear the cake apart. So I'm using a bench scraper or a cake scraper to get that nice and smooth. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. You can see that there's little lumps there still. Honestly, I don't really care. If you want to get it perfect, then you know, more power to you. So we're nearing the end. We are going to stick some mini choc chips down the bottom of the cake. Then we're going to add a caramel drizzle over the top. You can grab the recipe for that caramel sauce on my website. It's basically the same as the ganache we made in the video, but we use more cream so that it's a sauce. We're going to pipe some swirls of that caramel buttercream frosting on top. I'm using a Wilton 8B tip to do that. We're going to add some mini Mars bar candies on top. If you can't find the really mini ones, just chop the ones that you had for the middle of the cake up and drizzle some extra caramel on top, because why not? And guys, that is pretty much it. Okay guys, so that was my Mars bar cake. I feel like I confused you guys at the beginning of the video. So I want you guys to leave a little crown emoji if you want to see a new apartment tour. When I get around to doing it eventually, it will be soon. And I just want to set everything up first. So a little crown emoji, and also I want you guys to leave a suggestion for a chocolate bar themed cake if you want to see one in the comments down below. If you want to grab the recipe for this Mars bar cake, you'll see it on my website at scranline.com. Link for that is in the box below. What else? Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the video, make sure you... it's been a week, and I feel like I'm losing my groove with these intros. Hit the like button, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all on the next episode of the Scran Line.